Daniel thought the battle was over. The terrifying Chrono Hunter had fallen into the pit. The forest was quiet again, and for the first time since this strange adventure began, Daniel felt safe. But the robot's final words kept echoing in his mind. This was only the first hunter, which meant something far more dangerous was out there, watching, waiting, and somewhere in the future, someone had ordered the hunters to erase Daniel from history. But who? Daniel was about to learn the truth. The robot stood near the edge of the deep pit, scanning below. Daniel leaned over carefully. "Are you sure it's disabled?" The robot answered, "Temporarily." Suddenly clang, clang, metal scraped against rock. Daniel jumped back. That doesn't sound temporary." A red glow slowly rose from inside the pit. Then two burning red eyes appeared in the darkness. The Chrono Hunter's voice echoed from below. "Target, not eliminated." Daniel groaned. "You've got to be kidding me." Before the Chrono Hunter could climb out, the robot grabbed Daniel's arm. "We must leave immediately." "Why?" Daniel asked. The robot's scanners beeped rapidly. Multiple temporal signals detected. Daniel froze. "You mean, more hunters?" The robot nodded. "Yes. But something else has also arrived." Daniel looked confused. What could be worse than that thing? The robot paused, then said, "The one who controls them." Suddenly, the sky above the forest began to crack open again. It was a giant swirling portal. Purple energy spiraled across the clouds. Villagers in the distance began shouting in fear. Daniel stared in horror. "What is that?" The robot answered slowly. "Command portal. Someone powerful is entering this timeline." Then a dark silhouette slowly stepped out. A tall figure wearing long black armor. His eyes glowed with cold blue light. He hovered silently above the forest. Daniel whispered, "That guy looks like a supervillain." The robot's voice turned serious. "Confirmed." Daniel turned quickly. "Who is it?" The robot spoke one chilling name. "Doctor Vortex." Doctor Vortex slowly descended. The forest wind swirled around him like a storm. He looked down at Daniel and smiled coldly. Well. So this is the boy who disrupted my timeline." Daniel stepped back. "Your timeline?" Doctor Vortex laughed. "Of course. In the future, I control time itself." Daniel frowned. "That sounds like something a villain would say." The robot stepped forward protectively. "Doctor Vortex, your interference violates temporal law." Vortex smirked. "Law? I write the law." Then he pointed directly at Daniel. "That boy is the only mistake left in my perfect future." Daniel gulped. "Great. I'm a mistake." Doctor Vortex floated closer. "You see, Daniel, in the original timeline, you grow up to invent something very important." Daniel blinked. "I do?" Vortex's smile disappeared. "A machine that stops people like me from controlling time." Daniel's jaw dropped. "Wait, I invent that?" "Yes. And that is why you must disappear before you grow up." Daniel whispered. "That's not good." Doctor Vortex raised his hand. Energy crackled around his fingers. "Chrono Hunter, eliminate the target." The damaged hunter locked onto Daniel again. "Target confirmed." The robot beside Daniel activated its weapons. Protecting timeline. Daniel looked around nervously. "This is getting really serious." The Chrono Hunter charged. The robot rushed forward to block it. Metal slammed against metal. Boom, clang. The forest shook. Meanwhile, Doctor Vortex floated calmly above the chaos, watching, waiting. Then he turned his glowing eyes toward Daniel. And now, the real problem. Daniel clutched the temporal core tightly. His hands trembled. "Okay, think, Daniel, think." Doctor Vortex slowly floated closer. "You cannot defeat me, child." Daniel suddenly looked up confidently. "Maybe not. But I can slow you down." He activated the temporal core again. Whoosh! Time froze. Doctor Vortex stood motionless in the air. Daniel walked around him carefully. "Wow, this guy is creepy up close." The robot shouted from the frozen battle. "You have 8 seconds." Daniel quickly grabbed a long rope and tied it around Vortex. Then he tied the other end to a massive rock. "Let's see you float now." The blue light vanished. Time resumed. Doctor Vortex suddenly dropped to the ground as the rope pulled tight. "What?" Daniel grinned. Surprise! The robot knocked the Chrono Hunter back into the pit again. For a moment, everything was quiet. Dr. Vortex slowly stood up, furious. You think this changes anything? Daniel crossed his arms. It bought us time. Vortex's eyes glowed brighter. You cannot stop the future. Then he pressed a glowing device on his wrist. The sky portal reopened. Next time, Daniel, I will not come alone. He stepped backward into the portal. But remember this. His voice echoed. The future belongs to me. Then he vanished. The forest slowly returned to silence. Daniel exhaled deeply. Well, that was terrifying. The robot looked at him. This conflict has only begun, Daniel sighed. Of course, it has. But then the robot said something surprising. There is one person who can help us defeat Dr. Vortex. Daniel raised an eyebrow. Who? The robot looked toward the sky. Professor Williams. Daniel's eyes widened. But he's in the future. The robot responded calmly. Then we must go there. Daniel froze. Wait, you mean time travel? The robot nodded. Yes, your next adventure begins in the future.